Okay, all these social networking sites, Karen Post, Peter Lake, and Kevin Connell, who just told a story about people bathing in the bathroom of a sink of a fast food restaurant. And from this conversation during the break, that's just the tip of the iceberg. People are apparently doing this all over the place. Heather via email, I love MySpace because I can keep in touch with my best friend that moved to Maine. I also hate it because my ex's new girlfriend found me and stalked me. I had to get a restraining order. She was arrested. I tried blocking her, but she kept making new accounts and fake accounts. Wow, that's that thing you were talking about. That
exactly.
I mean, this is powerful stuff. I mean, your privacy is. You feel like if you're in your own home on your computer that it's private, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're exposed.
In 5 minutes, you could sit down, create a fake email account, then log in, and then create a fake Facebook account. And you can just imagine the worst thing that could happen. And what she is describing right there, in real life, there was a security guard who was stalking, was making advances to a tenant in the apartment building that he was the security manager. And he put these outrageous things down about this woman, and he was posing as her. He created an identity. This is a male. He is creating an identity of the victim, a female, and he was posting outrageous things like this woman liked to get raped. And then they had people in the middle of the night, six different occasions, came to this woman's apartment thinking that she likes to be raped. I mean, and luckily the authorities got this person and found him, and he's doing serious jail time for that. But that's the dark side of some of these sites, and that's why you want to be careful.
You were talking during the break about a company has a brand like this, the fast food restaurant. I mean, that business is ruined. Somebody doing something silly online can hurt a company irreparably.
Oh, there are a lot of new positions that are available in public relations departments at international brands now, just to deal with this whole new landscape of cyber communication. And it's not only young teenagers that don't have a clue, but it's professionals. I was sharing that there was a sales team pitching a big piece of business, and one of the folks on the team was twittering and was dishing the town that they were in, complaining about it. Well, the next morning they made their presentation. They didn't get the business. They asked why. It's because Joe, colleague here, was bad-mouthing our town, and you want to get this business from us? So, but you need to monitor your brand, and everyone needs to do a Google search on yourself on a regular basis so that you can see what's happening. And sometimes there's some actions that you can take to turn things around. And sometimes you just got to create a lot of good, positive content that outweighs some of these imposters.
Danny via email, employers who look at employees or potential employees' websites seem to have nothing better to do. Employees should not be penalized for what they post or what they say on their own time. Talk about that, Peter.
Yeah, Danny, I see a lot of this, the idea of privacy, that I should have my own space, my space, that's the name of the site. It's different than your space, that you don't have the right to be in that space. And I think the message that you're hearing today is that the way cyber world has evolved, the boundaries between your space and other people's space are not as clear as they appear to be. And that it's very hard to define privacy. I think we live now in a very voyeuristic world where it's very, very difficult to define private space. Now you drive down the street, there are cameras monitoring you as you go through red lights.
So he's basically saying that the employers who have nothing better to do, I assure you, I'm assuming that they're doing this because they want to find out what kind of person they're about to hire or have already hired. But the expectation of privacy seems like goes out the window the minute you sign up for one of these sites and begin posting everything you think, do, say, or whatever.
That's right. I mean, I think the thing is you just lose a lot of control once you step into the cyber world, unless you're exceptionally talented at hiding your tracks and masking your identity or whatever. Chances are when you put yourself out there, you've lost privacy and space definition that you thought you had.
Because Kevin, I know it's not, quote, fair, but we know that for years there have been studies about two people sitting in front of you. One's very attractive, one's unattractive. The attractive person gets the job. One person says, I'm married, pregnant, have 10 kids, and I'm not very reliable. And the other one goes, well, I have no kids. And they make the decision to hire one person or the other without ever saying they're profiling or whatever. you know they're doing this if people have an online persona.
Sure.
Don't they?
Absolutely. And that's why pre-employment, when we're doing a background check on somebody, we advise and we do not look at a social media site. Just think about when you're hiring somebody, you cannot discriminate based on gender, sex, religion, political affiliation, sexual preference, all of these things that are protected. If you go onto a social media site, what is there? Everything. I mean, there's too much information. That's why when we do a check, when we do a criminal background check, we go back to the source. So the source would be like the criminal courts. But on a social media site, who do you go to? Facebook? Is this really the person or not?
Christina, via email, I have very high ethics I have to follow in my profession. I take these quite seriously. I also live by these ethics. My Facebook and MySpace pages are private, but I realize my friends can post pictures of me. My friends understand my profession and have been good to me in choosing what pictures to post. Well, lucky you. My reputation and career would be on the line if I posted something inappropriate. So, Karen, what advice do you have to people watching, especially younger people who kind of don't have this context that they were raised with, about what to do?
You've got to manage your fan club and your advocates and the people that you hang out with, just like you do offline. Like if you start hanging around a bunch of thugs and irresponsible people, that's going to slime in on your world. The same principles apply to online. It's about good choices, managing your reputation and your image, and if you take those same steps, you will be okay. If you don't care, you will probably not.
Phelps's bong picture was not posted by him. It was posted by somebody he was hanging out with, right? We'll be right back.